Alright, first puzzle solved. Had a stupid shader on. Right. Let us continue. I can't remember what was going on. All I know was we were back at the bar. And it's towards the end of day one. Been about 6 months since I played this. April? Maybe. 4 months. Let's go! Where's the music source? Because it's only coming out of my left. Okay. That was unpleasant. Where's the speaker? Oh yeah, I'm almost dead. I forgot about this. I'm hoping that when I sleep it'll fix me. I've got my bag. Okay, I remember. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yes?
I think you should know that. I can't remember anything. We've done all this, haven't we?
No response. He just arches his brow.
I really don't remember anything that was drinking involved. I'm sure I've done this.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
I'll just say
Really?
this.
You look fine to me.
Oh, I said that I'm afraid this is a medical situation. I was hoping he'd just drop it because he obviously wants me to do the case. Talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
It's not psychological. Some sort of a major brain damage has occurred or on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Nope, except I still think that we're supposed to be, yeah, we're supposed to be doing this. Oh, after 10. No, in the balcony. Okay, let's, Ooh, what's going on here? Let's go make the call. How do I get out of this? See if I can make the call with my marigolds on.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? It will take just a moment, officer.
Please get me Station 41's Lazarus.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
Gottlieb.
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
I'm supposed to call the Lazarus. People are worried about me.
Oh, it's you.
Oh. We're known to him.
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here.
Oh, there's a lot. I've lost my memory, all of it.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
There is no surprise in his voice, only careless superiority.
You're not surprised? Okay, anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
Alright, let's say everything. Yes, it's Firewalker here.
Firewalker? Oh, yes, you are. Just don't breathe in the general direction of your fire feet. Actually, wait. Do exactly that. put yourself out of your misery. Take a deep, diaphragmatic breath in and...
A glorious sight. Your body, tired from the vastness of the visions that haunt it, burning up in a flame fed by your own living breath.
Let's do this one. So you see it too, that my body is to become the last torch in the darkness?
I see third-degree burns and a referral to a plastic surgeon whom you won't be able to afford. But that's in the future. Do you have any current, pressing medical problems?
I couldn't reach up and grab a tie from a spinning fan without unbearable pain shooting through my arm.
Hard to tell exactly what it was over the phone. Could be a combination of peripheral neuralgia and high blood pressure. Could be that you were having a heart attack. Or, actually, it could be both, given your profile.
He seems to be positively surprised by the idea. Wait, both? But that sounds bad.
Yep.
I still feel pretty good though, I could probably take a lot of damage.
Yes, positive thinking is a well-known cure-all. My suggestion is to exercise a lot.
Okay, thanks Doc.
You're detecting very little in the way of empathy from Dr. Gottlieb.
Good job I passed that roll. So what do I do?
Cut down on the drinking, pal. In fact, cut off the drinking. The drugs, too. Anything else?
I haven't done drugs or drink today, as far as I know.
Oh, but speed. Sweet
Oh.
speed. It goes so well with alcohol, too.
There is that. I think I've developed extreme photosensitivity.
That's because you're hungover. Even the radio waves coming from your direction smell like liquor. Do you feel like your eyes are twitching too?
No?
Good. It would be an awful nuisance if your experiments with your blood pressure were to cause permanent damage to your vision.
Uh-oh.
A nuisance to you, that is.
I think I've had a heart attack.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Sort of. But by God, does it burn in your chest.
Yes?
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
Accept it. The body is an object, and objects break down. Do what good you can with yours, before the rest goes too.
Alright. I've just had a similarly interesting phone call, so that's good. Right, isn't there anything you can do for me?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Yeah, I want the truth.
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
Well, it's a good job I'm not past my prime.
So it's political.
Damn it.
You're being neglected because of political reasons.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactorson.
Ooh.
It's not fucking cryoactylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Okay, well, these guys' hands full. Right, guess that's it for now. Phone clicks, suddenly hear the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
No, I'm done with the radio for now.
57's over and out.
The voice disappears into the void.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Yeah, I'm gonna close the door. Okay, should we go? Oh, here we go. He wants to talk to us. Debrief time, Kim. I'm trying.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages
You
yet.
should take care of that then.
I think I have the money now. This is money, right?
I'll also take a room at the Whirling. One cannot get much closer to the crime scene.
Alright, Kim.
He's proud of you for getting your act together and finding a way to pay that debt you owe.
Yeah. Proud of me. Let's save the game. That'll do. Did we give her her thing back? Hang on. I don't think I did yet, did I? Yeah, I haven't yet. Oh. Maybe tomorrow.
Can I help you?
So, about that money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well,
Here's 100 real. Slam the bills down on the counter. I hope you choke on it. Here it is. Sorry for the trouble. I'll say that.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
He opens his wallet.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
No, goodbye.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
Wait, what are copper types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop? Some sort of weapon cop? Sorry cop? I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I was kind of hoping I'm the superstar cop. Shall I say? Yeah.
That is only a ludicrous daydream. Guess again. You're the...
Cool cop?
No, you're the sorry cop.
Damn it.
The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then.
Oh,
shall
I
we?
shouldn't have said sorry to him.
Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Won't the other copper types be jealous? I'm sorry, opted in, you know.
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay.
Oh, we can
You
dual,
can dual copper type from sorry to anything.
Oh. Reckon they should be sorry.
Yes, yes. Impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up?
You know, actually, I'm not sorry. I changed my mind.
No, you don't.
Ah.
Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance.
All right, I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say
Ooh.
you're sorry, you get $1 million.
I'd like that. You're one sorry piece of shit. A cop, penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. I mean, I only said sorry that one time, didn't I? Should be groaning at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat o' nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows, you might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. Man. But I was a superstar. Can't be a sorry superstar. Oh, we're doing a stupid race thing. Right. Oh, that's a lot of things. Well, look at all this stuff, man. Crazy. I forget what this was. $30 Right. Found any smokes? Oh, Monday. Oh, you don't have to do this, surely. Finish this one. Oh no, I need 20 row. Oh. Let's see if I can go and do this quickly. Visit apartment 28 sometime after 9. Let's see if I can do that quickly. Where was it? Fisherman snapjacks. How do I get there? This way. Oh, I can level up. Leave that. Oh no, where was it? In here? Yeah, where's 28?
Give me a moment.
Which number was 28? 28? Oh, did I get the key so I could go in all the rooms? What's going on
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov.
Why does this tenant have a bust of Kraz Marzov in their bedroom?
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Where was 20? How do I find out the apartment numbers? Damn it. Balcony? Go to the balcony.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Tomorrow at 9, not after 9. Well, maybe he did say tomorrow night. Can I? How do I leave? Kim, you're in my way. Okay. Here's the other exit. This takes us... Oh, he's still there. He's still there just throwing rocks. Where's this go? Oh, so I can't jump over this. That's frustrating. We've got to go all the way back around. Right, let's head off to bed. What did he say we had? Balcony, right. Let's save it again. I love saving. Balcony.
The door is closed.
I'm not gonna. It's a bit late to be knocking on people's doors. Where's the balcony? The mess.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
What progress?
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
Ah, he does look cool. Cigarette is such a great idea. I think I'm gonna have one too. How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
He flicks the ash.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Cigarette, such a great idea. I think I'm gonna have one too.
Your call, detective. Again, I only have exactly one every night.
Oh. Yeah, I wanna have one. I can't. Right then, the debrief.
It's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate, and there's still much to do at the crime scene.
He is not particularly satisfied with your progress, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
Don't worry, Kim, I'll be in much better shape tomorrow.
I look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him, so that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
Did we do anything, Kim?
We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What was all the running? You run a lot.
I do run a lot.
Precinct 41.
I do run a lot.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
Nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green.
Thank you.
With the orange.
He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles suddenly. Yeah. Good choice. The orange of my marigolds. So what are our powers exactly? The RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Rebachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000? Why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Rebachol.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
I see, and if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty?
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
Unexpectedly thorough. What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
And it's the coalition government that makes all these rules?
And the moral intern, more broadly. But yes.
Moral intern, what's that?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
I really don't know, that's how bad it is in here. Point your head.
Okay. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
What's their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Okay.
Something ominous. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner.
Okie dokie. Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
For you, she is something painful. Though it's hard to say why.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad. But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
Things about out there, we need them here, giving us the right to police Forever Shoal. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism. We're stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organisation, protecting bourgeois rights. Mutter silently. Immigrants, liberal kips, fucking men are turning into women. Second thought, I don't have an opinion, forget about it. An awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Maybe we should make our own law.
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
He looks at the roundabout. I haven't seen a roundabout.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
No, it's not. We've still got an hour and 20 minutes. Say nothing, just look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Pause on the cigarette. Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our 2 precincts.
And in Jamrock and the GIRH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Night. Captain Ptolemy Price steps into the yard. A piebald horse waits by the motor carriage, chewing oats out of an oat bag. Seagulls fly overhead. The sky is black. Captain Price wears a black suit and a standard patrol coat as he mounts the horse to head home.
You're talking about the monument. What's esprit de corps? Oh god. I can't see it. Oh, cop culture, right.
Rows of houses on either side, hunching over the sidewalks, and Precinct 41, with its dome roof growing distant. Around him, the streets are silent. A kid on the corner waves at the captain as he takes the turn on Petition and Main. The horse neighs. The captain nods back. Thanks, kid, he thinks. He's grateful.
A bit of investigation will help improve the situation here, at least do some good. Let's say that.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
He's at the stub of a cigarette and looks to the door. Duke. Can I have a cigarette? Do I have a cigarette? Don't have a cigarette. Perhaps that's why I couldn't smoke. Stupid. Doesn't even marigolds.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of kitchen tissue is stuck to the back.
Logic. Or interfacing. Oh, you know what? Interfacing. I think maybe if I put my... Let's see if I can do that now.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of kitchen tissue is stuck to the back.
No. Oh, good. Here I get to report and ban someone. I love it. Good times. How do I... I can't delete that. Anyway. You'll be able to, right? Okay, right, well, whatever. I can't do that yet, so let's just put my marigolds away again. That was a good idea. Oh, here's extra logic. See if I can...
It's the legend. Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of kitchen tissue is stuck to the back.
Doesn't tell me how much logic I need, though. Okay. What was this, a -1 to? Authority? Really? My flip-up glasses? People don't like my flip-up glasses. Got 1 bullet. Right. Oh, I've got nothing in intelligence. I'm very stupid.
Yes?
Okay, I can't smoke because I don't have any smokes. Let's go inside. Let's finish day 1 then, I guess. Another save, I love saving. See you in the morning, Kim. Can I say see you in the morning too? Oh, bye. Okay, bye. Bye, Kim. What's this mess?
The bed is cold and not particularly
That's the
inviting,
bed?
but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Yeah, they do look awful. This is a total mess. Did he not clean it up? I paid for damages.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Visual calculus, easy 9. Assess the damage.
What do you mean?
I
Assess
needed
the
to roll a
damage?
1.
How would you do that?
5.
What are you even trying to do?
Oh. That's bad. Very bad. Right, what's the button to seal the hotspots? Can't remember. Have a shower before bed. Oh, that's in the Kim's room. We got a shared bathroom. There's a button to show hotspots, right? Oh, might have been on there. Highlight. Tab or right button. Oh yeah.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Okay. And cut the faucet and stop steam from fogging up the mirror. Okay. Let's do that. And interfacing, so I can put the marigolds back on.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place.
How morale.
Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Damn it. Well, that was going to be good. Right, let's see if we heal overnight or not. Dratted
The
fan.
fan stands still.
Okay. Right, so there's nothing else in here. We don't want to go and see that woman again because she'll just shoot us down. I guess let's go to bed.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep.
Nope.
And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Probably. Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Roll over to the other side.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
You killed him. Who?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Oh. Guess we're going this way, are we? Yeah. Okay, dream. Oh, it's me. It's me hanged by a disco ball.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is! I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs? Between her legs and in her mouth?
I feel like we should have left the state that we're in. I left.
Oh no, funky baby.
Oh,
you
no.
Stayed. It was the rest of you that left. Or you just stood there with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I don't want to come back.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed.
Changed the ancient reptilian brain.
Stinky boy.
Oh, and the limbic system. I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you, kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Oh, I love it. I love my job. Yeah, we healed health and morale. We're so healthy and so morally full of morale. We'll just stay here.
Good going, buddy.
I just had the most beautiful dream, uplifting, rejuvenating.
Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than
Oh,
you
no.
did last night.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
No, that's not it. Really, I feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Wait, what is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? You got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago with me to wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die.
Brilliant.
Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple.
Oh no, do I need to get speed or not? No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed. We don't need speed, do we? Do we? Maybe.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Cats here. Where are you gonna go, cat? Don't get your fur muddy. Ow. There we go. Right. Do I want some speed or not some speed? It's a lie. I can do this without speed. Half the town won't be dead. Let's not take speed, right? Although we are stupid. What's that electrochemistry's like? I mean, we love and be loved by drugs, so I should probably get some drugs, right? Love drugs.
Fast recovery, man. Quick turnaround. Super detective back in action.
Yeah, that's right. Where? Find speed and sniff it. The hangover is coming on mega strong now. You need some more speed in your bloodstream. Find some, put it in your hand, and off we go. Yeah. Right, let's give this another go. No, I haven't put any.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
No, okay. Let's give this another go.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face.
Right, okay, let's leave that. Well, that was. I mean, yeah, we do drugs. Why not? I need to get some speed from there. I need to get dressed. No, I'm already dressed. I didn't get changed. Can't have a shower. Gonna try this lady.
The door is closed. Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it.
Nah.
The murmur in your ears recedes slowly. Your breathing normalizes. That's one lucky door.
She's probably dead. Do we knock on Kim's door? We can't. Okie dokie. Oh, is he out on the balcony? He might be having a little... It's nothing. Nope, no one here. That was very loud. Go get some breakfast. Oh. What's with the dots under them? You want... No, Kim! I want to get past you. Alright.
Morning.
Gives you a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Breakthrough imminent. Okay. Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him. The circumstances in Martinez. My preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them.
What do you mean,
and it
rowdy?
won't be easy. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCA being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep.
Oh.
It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
We remembered something that Kim didn't remember.
One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Find out who is in the union box. Oh, so the people in... Okay. So many of them, maybe we should call him
That
reinforcements.
would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Should we walk past them first of all?
Jamais vu.
Oh.
Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Plus 1 XP for every orb clicked. Oh, the orbs of those things run ahead, right? Yeah. All intellect learning caps raised by 1. Oh, good. We can become smarter. We are done. Okay. So that costs a point, and we've only got 1. Oh, I can forget stuff. That's interesting. -1 logic, price of substitution. Okay, so I need to unlock another slot. I guess. Yeah, I mean, I need to learn more stuff, right? Man, I can't even remember what all this stuff was about. 15th index. -1 authority, embarrassment to the party. So that's... Speed gives 1 psi. Oh, we can... Yeah, okay. Alright, let's criticize myself. Do some of that. So, I don't have any other... Oh. Impossible conceptualization. I remember. Oh, we haven't got a city map. Oh, where do I get a map from? Christ, this game's complex. Right, I'm going to take 2 seconds. What should we... Leave it on here. I'm going to take 2 seconds. I'll be back in a minute. So, let's talk to... Should we give her a thing back?
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic. Come on, we're going to help
It's
her.
fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
Turns back to you.
I'm glad to see you again, dear.
The weary smile.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Howdy, Lena. What's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort. But at the moment, her mind is on more serious matters.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why do you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night. But they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
Uh-oh.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
She looks down. Okay, I'll buy it. Has your husband gone missing before? This sounds more like a side thing. I need to get my main thing. Then I'll get back to this. I'll buy it.
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window toward the bay. What's this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
She smiles.
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Are they in a rough neighborhood?
There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
The lieutenant doesn't want to agitate the woman. Do it. Find her husband. This
Yeah.
will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
This sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after
Yeah.
hunters just now? I did suggest...
We're not going to
that
solve the
they-
main quest, Kim. Come on. Just a little side thing. We'll do it down the line. I've already given my word. I'm on a bound to uphold it. I've got a premonition that this missing scientist is connected to our main case. I think it would be good to take a break from the hangman for a little while. It's just police work. I've already given my word. I'm on a bound to uphold it.
If you say so.
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
So your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
Was cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear,
Oh.
I'm not sure where to begin.
You got a photo of your husband? What does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. and his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Let's try again. If I were looking to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the
Thanks,
woman's
Kim.
description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I think I have all the information I need. Let's
I
move on.
hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Now, remember, our intelligence is 1.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed.
That is interesting.
It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
She looks in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
Yeah!
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you.
Oh,
It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
what makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
Okay, what's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Let's try it.
Sometimes the
Yeah.
most charming thing you can do is be reasonable in your requests.
Can you tell me about just one more interesting cryptid? The Insulidian phasmid was great.
I suppose you could use a break and I could use a distraction.
One cryptid, like you said. One. This can't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. We have things to do.
Cryptid extravaganza, I like the sound of
And
that.
I don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed in you. Ooh, tough choice there.
Oh no, we get to choose. Well, let's ask about the pen. Is that a cryptid on the pen you gave me? Invisible cryptid?
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
War story.
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Wow, with its saliva?
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs,
Wow.
regaining their sight.
And there is something about an undiscovered subspecies of man?
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus.
Genus? Isn't it genus?
Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
I knew it, Kim. You're not a human. Pretty sure Kim is the same species as us. To suggest otherwise is you. I knew it, Kim. You're not human.
Ma'am, you're confusing him.
He gives Lena a look, communicating something between disgust and exasperation.
Please don't misunderstand me, either of you. Human, as it is used in everyday speech, is hardly a taxonomic category. For all intents and purposes, you can be thought of as human.
Oh.
Though Saolites do have some distinguishing characteristics. Different advantages, if you will.
Yes, advantages such as the flakier texture of zeolite earwax, or so I've heard. Nothing inspires pride in one species quite like speculative evolutionary biology. Perhaps we've had enough of that for today.
Oh, we're going to annoy Kim. What's the biggest cryptid?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
But Kim, don't you want to hear about another cryptid too?
The lieutenant pauses thoughtfully. Something in him.
Ah, fuck it.
Yeah, Kim! Yes!
Well, the biggest cryptid is, of course, the horrible giant of Kokonur.
Ooh.
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Wait, what do you mean, strange light?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
Does not elaborate the nature of this luminance further, and just how big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Hooey. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Great. This is great shit.
Yeah.
You need more.
I do need more.
Cryobacter
The tiniest
catlensis.
Cryobacter catlensis.
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kutla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
What's so special about it?
The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history, Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria
What?
she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
Wait, she injected herself with it.
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Don't understand why would you prolong your life. Being alive is terrible.
Oh, sweetie. It's not all quite so awful, but prolonging one's life does seem to come with risks. After Mijanou treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away. We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
It's the most dangerous cryptid.
The gnome of Jeroma.
The name of Jeroma, that sounds terrible, terrifying. The name of Jeroma, that doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, it is. None of his victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What did this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Lieutenant can't help himself.
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Are there any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Shush, Kim. She's going to tell me about the invisible cryptid. What is it?
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
What does it sound like?
Like nothing. It's such a high-pitched sound that us humans can't hear it, nor can other animals. It could be ringing right outside your window, and you wouldn't even know it. Could be anywhere. Everywhere, even.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Could it be here? Right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Maybe it's predatory.
What if it's predatory?
It's not. Don't worry. If it were predatory, we would have found it by the damage it inflicts.
I wouldn't be so sure. What if the damage is also invisible?
What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 1920s, a group of Areopagi ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
Songbirds.
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls.
That's interesting.
She transforms, when speaking about these strange animals, into a confident woman.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mama d'Aqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Oh.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds, and even began to name some of them. Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadakwa they followed individually.
Why is the Mamadakwa so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadakwas. And what happens when a sound
no,
wave
they cancelled it
meets
out.
another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
This lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing.
We cancel each other out.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Great regret washes over her. A wending cloth.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Kulta Mamadakwa population anywhere.
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
I'm glad you did, dear.
She seems genuinely glad. Interesting. What about...
What about what?
Man, I just can't get enough of these cryptids.
I'm glad you like them, but I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's the real
I'd
expert.
really like to hear about more cryptids.
You know, to hell with it.
Yes,
Let's have
Kim!
more cryptid.
Of course, officers.
Ah,
Is there a...
We've
I'm
had 'em
glad
all.
you like them.
about your
I
pin.
hope you were able to pawn that old trinket.
I'm going to give it back to her. I decided not to pawn it. You should have it back.
Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I am glad to see it again.
Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events.
Yeah,
Now, what else, sweetie?
that's all for now.
Advanced.
Oh, this nonsense. Right, come on then.
Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights.
So what are the bonuses? Only kept for rhetoric, raise 5. Plus 1 conceptualization. The mystery is mostly aesthetic. And I've got no XP to do that. Keep searching for the college. Yeah, this may take time. May take some time. Right, we need to find Joyce. Right, so we need to talk to Joyce again. Let's just save it. Love saving. Right, so
Let me handle this.
the woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
You lied to me. You're not a gardener.
That's right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Someone's got a gun.
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
Okay, we won't say it then. Okay.
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans?
Look, a comedian. Do your job. Ask your questions.
I thought that was
then
quite good.
Get out of Martinez.
Right, don't say that. Got it. Won't say that. Everything's screaming at me not to say it. So I'm going to listen to my inner voices. Should have talked to them.
Hey. Psst.
Look around.
Psst. Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's word on the
You
street?
keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners,
Do I?
impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Wait, first, what's this communism even
Failure.
about?
It's about failure.
I don't do failure.
Of course you do. You are failure. You are communism. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped, shat on. While everyone else is out partying, having a callous laugh, you will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
Oh, boy.
Now get to work, comrade.
Oh, no. If only there were some kind of way I could crowdsource what to do here, but it's impossible. Roll up your sleeves and start building communism. It's too tiring. I don't have it in me. I'm beat down and broken. I mean, I don't really want to start communism. The last communist. Nah.
Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine?
Cocainism?
No. I'm sure I heard someone say cocainism.
Cainism. You missed out the M.
Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one?
I'll listen to my voices.
There's one.
What should I do?
You should build communism. Precisely because it's impossible.
Alright, let's build communism.
Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
No. Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't say anything about
Too
those.
late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
I don't think I'm going to be bringing back communism. It's not going to happen. Just ain't going to happen. Right, what's this? Let's go look in here. What? It's a bowl that's spitting out reeking of tobacco. Alright, let's talk to him.
This is where you say your bed.
Detective.
Lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you, maybe against his better judgment.
I'm
but
gonna
he
not
does.
say anything.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Not across my arms.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Little guy looks at his mates in
Hey,
disbelief.
asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We are looking for Titus Hardy.
First, we need to talk about your attitude.
Wow. The RCM sent us some big dick cops.
Real big dick cops. Look at them. Reckless. Swinging in the wind.
Yeah, look at the big dick on that cop. Can't tell a dick that big what to do.
Must be something.
These guys are obsessed.
Yeah, gave him real nice big dicks.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
Manhunt in the backyard. Did you do it?
So, you're not just here to swing your big dick. You're here for the pretty boy. A real looker, that one. Stinks like shit, too.
They couldn't get him down, boss. He's still up there, stinking up the place.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Ooh. Why is a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Ooh.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Uh-huh. So you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Murdered him just like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars.
Doesn't remember them.
Oh,
He just forgets.
there was no
You
win there.
hearing this, Titus?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys.
Let's arrest all of them then.
Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head. I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than others. No, but seriously, who calls the shots around
Who
here?
do you fucking think does?
I'm gonna point to Elizabeth and say I thought she did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Still think it's
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
When did this hanging incident
You
occur?
don't have to keep answering his questions.
Fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
He was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out of line.
Your peach jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohort and Seminine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on. How do you even know he was in Special Forces?
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
Guy's got a very familiar voice.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Right, but what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one.
That's pretty
harassed
bad.
workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's slight unease in him, suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
Oh.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Shakes his head in disbelief. Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot. Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one more question in.
Ask one last time, who did the dead man rape?
Titus, do not answer. You have been forthcoming enough.
Fuck off, Carl. She's gone through enough without you harassing her too. She doesn't need more embarrassment.
What are you talking about? Embarrassment. If someone has been sexually assaulted, we need to...
What you need is to get the fuck out of my face. I've had enough of explaining myself to you fucks. He's dead. It's done.
As you can see, these men can only take so much baseless scrutiny. I'm doing my best to keep the situation civil, but...
What follows is a slow head shake.
It won't be for long, she means. It's true. She was the only thing holding him back.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service. Certainly enough to not put up with this backsass. Deliver a knockdown observation.
We need more. Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Cannot be retried. Wasn't he a trained killer from Ornese Special Forces? If yes, then how did you manage to overpower him?
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done
Come on.
enough explaining.
Come on,
here.
we can do it better.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Where did this overpowering happen?
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hands muddy with explaining too much.
42%. Oh, we're going to try it. Things aren't quite right here, are they?
Titus
Yes!
is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
First, tell me who's solid.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police.
That's Elaine, even though he's wearing black now.
This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
Who's cracking under the pressure? Well, I think we know one of them. Oh. This one, he's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain.
A single sentence will
interesting.
clear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
Hey, you having trouble breathing over there? Yeah, let's put some pressure on him.
No.
He looks up, startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
The man next to the big guy bursts out laughing.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Something you're not telling me.
And fuck you too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Okay. Right, I have other questions about the lynching.
Like what, Copper?
Are we going to do this, or why don't I just arrest you? Let's do it.
Yeah,
Push him.
lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
His mean little eyes come alive with hatred.
A fearful readiness, like an electrical charge.
You gotta do that, you
raises
gotta test
hairs in the
things.
room. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
Okay, let's step back.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
So what are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the
Godly.
characters.
Oh, dear.
Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Ah, okay. So we should be able to find out who was there.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count.
We've already done that.
Just wait.
Suggestion.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings
I
the
know.
cop around.
Really, that should have been done first. I should have been forced to do that first, shouldn't I?
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
Picture of what?
Of the actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
I'm gonna take off now. And I'm gonna leave it there. That was good. Good stuff. This game is fantastic. Let's save it. Hopefully we're back to it soon. So until next time. So long.